big storyline happening this morning is a lot of people still reacting to the contemporary baseball era Hall of Fame, who they actually inducted. So basically this is kind of like a second chance for those who don't know, of guys who are on that right split and just were constantly not getting in. I know that Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly, he was on this ballot, and he was really hopeful that after 19 tries, this would be the moment. So we had Don Mattingly, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and Carlos Delgado, as well as Dale Murphy, all not getting in. The person that got the ultimate vote of 12 of a potential 16 was Jeff Kent. So people are like, who is Jeff Kent? Well, he is the all-time leading home run leader for a second baseman with 377. He was a 5-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, 377 home runs. But a lot of people are talking about this today because they were so surprised that Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds got 5 or less votes, that Don Mattingly only got 6 votes, many thinking he would get so much more for the impact that he had on the field, and that Carlos Delgado only got 9. So a lot of people were really hoping that the so-called gatekeeping that happens with the actual Hall of Fame voting, which is very, people are very particular about it. The baseball writers are very intense, being like, oh, you did this at one point during the season, so I don't want to put you in. It is a very prickly topic. So Dan, are you surprised by what the outcome was with this?
I am not entirely surprised. I think I'm a little bit more... I'm okay with the Jeff Kent addition to the Hall of Fame, and maybe that's because he also had a big part in the Blue Jays winning their first World Series in 1992, being the piece that went to the New York Mets to bring David Cohn to Toronto and help them win that 1992 World Series. But I personally, as a Jays fan growing up, Carlos Delgado was and still is an absolute legend to me, and one of the very best hitters in all of baseball in his time in the game. Like the guys who were better, A-Rod, maybe Jim Thome, like you're talking about the very best hitters of that era. And the only reason Delgado never got love on the writers committee ballot was probably because he played for a lot of Blue Jays teams that standings wise were somewhat irrelevant. And even though that was the case, he did have a runner-up MVP season only to A-Rod in 2003. Delgado was that good. I'm happy he got some love here, and I think it does trend well that he will get even more of a look down the road and get the respect he deserves as one of the very best first basemen of those early 2000s and through the mid 2000s.
Dan, I'm with you, and I salute Carlos Delgado. He's been a class act his entire career, and it feels so personal. Lindsay, you mentioned it, gatekeeping by baseball writers. Baseball writers are the most sanctimonious group of entitled people in media. Like, they're just like, oh, it's a cathedral and all this kind of... Did Delgado not say hi to you one time? Or was Barry Bonds, did he not look your way one time? Oh, poor baby, was Roger Clemens a little bit ornery one day? Like, these guys have vendettas against these players who, if they're being enshrined into a museum, have the context of the artifact. I'm sure if we all went to the Louvre and we're looking at, other things other than, the Mona Lisa or whatever those crown jewels, they just on the plot was context where these diamonds or where this crown was made, where these diamonds were stolen from Africa, or whatever. There's context for the artifact. I've been to Cooperstown and I've seen some of the monuments, and Jeff Kent had a solid career. Was he the best of his era at his position? Was he the best of his era as a baseball player? There are a lot of guys. I mean, Gary Sheffield is a guy who hit 500 home runs, who was one of the most feared hitters. I don't want to take away from Jeff Kent. I'm just saying, my point is, there are other players whose resumes are far superior to Jeff Kent's. Carlos Delgado was another one. And yes, he got in, and salute to him, but I blame the sanctimony of baseball writers for not having some of the actual greatest baseball players ever to play the game.